What if instead of executing criminals, the government decided to dump them on a remote island? No guards, no walls, just killers left to fight it out. That's exactly the brutal world of Terminal Island 1973. A wild cult classic where survival means power, rebellion, and sometimes, pure madness. Hey everyone, welcome back to Movie Recaps Hub Podcast, your spot for full movie breakdowns told in a chill, storytelling style. Today we're diving deep into Terminal Island, so sit back and let's head into the chaos. The film kicks off with the government running a controversial experiment. Instead of the death penalty, criminals convicted of first-degree murder are exiled to San Bruno Island, better known as Terminal Island. The streets are buzzing with opinions. Some feel safer knowing criminals are dumped far away. Others call it garbage disposal for society. Some argue the death penalty should have stayed. Either way, the idea is clear. Let the prisoners kill each other off instead of taxpayers footing the bill. A TV crew decides to make a film about the island's inhabitants. They flip through photos of convicts. Bobby Farr, the guy who pulled off a $2 million robbery but refused to share. Lee Phillips, who bombed a bank building. H. Thomas, who murdered a cop. Bunny Campbell, who killed her parents with an ice pick. Joy Lang, who poisoned her husband. And Dr. Norman Milford, the so-called mercy killer. Meanwhile, another new prisoner is on her way. Carmen Sims is sentenced to exile for life and legally declared dead. She's dumped on the island's shore, where she finds corpses of inmates who didn't make it. That night, she meets Dr. Milford, who greets all newcomers. He claims to be innocent, but Carmen's not buying it. The next morning, Carmen stumbles into the main camp, ruled by Bobby Farr and his enforcer, Monk. The place is brutal. Men dominate, women are treated like property, and everyone works under fear. Carmen refuses to be submissive, immediately clashing with Bobby's order. Inside the women's hut, tension builds. Bunny attacks Carmen for taking the wrong mat, and Joy explains how things work. Women are considered too valuable to run free. They're forced into labor and kept close to the men. Carmen's defiance unsettles the group, but she promises to handle Bobby her own way. Soon, she's forced into the fields with the others literally strapped into harnesses, plowing like horses. When she questions why nobody fights back, the answer is grim. Those who tried are either dead or gone. Carmen learns about escaped prisoners living outside Bobby's control, sparking her hope for freedom. One day, a young inmate named Chino shows kindness by giving a thirsty worker water, but Bobby's men beat him down. A knife fight breaks out before Bobby steps in to end it. The punishment, even harsher: labor, building a storehouse and working night shifts. Carmen struggles, her hands raw, until Milford helps bandage them. But she's furious. Why didn't he warn her about how bad life really is? He tells her, out there alone you die, at least here you live. Life under Bobby is hell. Fights erupt, punishments are brutal, and one worker is even killed during a brawl, his body tossed into the sea. But everything changes when a group of rebels prisoners who refused Bobby's control ambush the camp and take the women with them. At their hideout, life is freer. They hunt, cook, and even joke around. Carmen, however, refuses to ever go back. The rebels start planning. Lee finds a rock containing potassium nitrate, perfect for gunpowder. With sulfur and charcoal, they can make grenades. Carmen brings AJ poisonous herbs, ready to craft deadly mixtures. The women slowly grow stronger in spirit, no longer just victims. Back at Bobby's camp though, he's furious. He orders Monk to hunt down the escapees. Skirmishes break out, traps are laid, men are killed, but the rebels keep resisting. Meanwhile, strange side stories unfold. Joy tricks a man by covering him in honey and unleashing bees on him. Bunny finds kindness in a rebel companion. The doctor reveals his tragic past. He ended life support for a dying patient with the wife's permission, but the system convicted him. Now, he doesn't want to return to a world that betrayed him. The tension escalates when Bobby's men capture Bunny and use her as bait. At the same time, supplies arrive by police boat. Bobby's men ambush the officers, kill one, and arm themselves with rifles. The rebels realize it's time to strike before Bobby becomes unstoppable. The final showdown is brutal. The rebels craft Molotov cocktails, grenades, and gasoline traps. Explosions tear through Bobby's camp. Chaos erupts as grenades hit huts and rebels storm the area, but the cost is high. Cornell is killed. Lee bravely runs with a grenade but is shot in the back. Bunny, traumatized, hesitates at a key moment and is gunned down. The doctor risks his life to save her, setting fire to the pipes leading into Bobby's bunker. The flames ignite, and Bobby is consumed in a fiery explosion. His reign of terror ends at last. Peace slowly returns to the island. Survivors settle into a routine. Hope flickers. One woman reveals she's pregnant, dreaming of a future. Even the blinded monk is put to work, a shadow of his former self. When a police boat arrives offering Dr. Milford a second chance, he refuses. Milford is dead, he says. This island is his home now. And as another new woman, Dana, steps onto the shore, she's greeted with chilling words, "Welcome to Terminal Island." And that's the full story of Terminal Island 1973. A brutal, raw, and unforgettable cult classic about survival, power, and rebellion. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to Movie Recaps Hub podcast for more storytelling style breakdowns of movies you love and some you've maybe never heard of. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.